All right, guys. So we are here. This is Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio episode. This is 51. 50 didn't get released, but this is episode 51, and we are here with Phillip, John, Alexander, Mr. Simple. How are you, John? Phillip, what do you prefer? What do you prefer, Phillip or John?
You can call me anything. I answer it.
All right. So, Phillip, you have been. I mean, of course, your live streams are legendary. Everyone always gets a kick out of your live streams.
335 on YouTube.
Yeah, well, my favorite is when you're trying to show us the poll and you drop your phone. That's my favorite. I love that because you're just out there doing your thing. How long have you been cleaning windows, Phillip?
Well, in 1970, I became a JW, and one of the guys says, "You want to wash windows?" And I said, "Okay."
Right.
And he used to do belt work, literally belt work. So I did route work with him. Then he didn't pay me, so I went to work for his brother-in-law. Literally did 3 Kentucky Fried Chickens a day, 3 times a week. His brother-in-law got 4, and I got $2. So if I was really fast, I could get 2 done an hour and made $4 an hour.
Right.
Wow.
Wow. That's
But
crazy.
back then, that was more than minimum wage, way more than minimum wage.
And then I got smart. I started bidding the jobs next door, and so by 1972, I started bidding my own route and had $100 a day, and that was good money back then.
It's huge money.
So
now I have to be $100 an hour. I have a lousy day.
Yeah. That's true. So where was that you first started at?
St. Clair Shores. I did it and did Lums, Kentucky Fried Chickens. I even met the Colonel one day.
Oh, no kidding.
Burger Kings.
All right.
Yeah, so it was route work, and then when I moved to Tennessee, I started over again and mainly did commercial work, like Bush Brothers. Did the very first Ruby Tuesdays ever made in 1974.
No kidding.
So I had that route for almost 37 years. So I got it up to about 280,000, and I still got about 75,000 left running in Tennessee. But we moved there to Arizona 2010, and I started over again.
Okay.
Are you selling these businesses off as you start over?
Well,
per se?
that was a mistake. I let my guy take it over, and he quit paying me. And I feel that you should never sell a business. Find someone local, pay them $30,000 a year, and keep it coming. Keep the income coming in. It's a mistake to sell a business or to do it. You need to have control all the money, and let them do the work. So Sergio gets $35 an hour, does $75,000 a year for me. I'm not even there. The key is trying to find the best worker, basically, or make him part of the corporation.
Or sell it without a note if someone's got cash.
You never get enough money. I don't care. I mean,
you're right. You're right.
I would much rather have the 280,000 the last 8 years than only get 280,000 one time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
Right. Wait. We all do it differently, Phillip. We all do it differently. That's for sure. Just from watching you online and the way you do things, I mean, of course, you are the simple man. You are the inventor of the simple, and recently has just been picked up by WCR, which was, when we saw that, we were all shocked. You know what I mean? Because we didn't think that was...
Well, they used to sell my Poe. I basically got dropped because of Reach It.
Right. So so how has this been for Simple, the working with WCR? Has it been pretty good?
Well, WCR is no problem as long as they sell your product.
Right.
And my problem with WCR is I got to stay out of it and not try to promote it, because I'm an inventor. I'm not the best salesperson because I'm kind of pussy with my ADD.
Right. Well,
so I've probably been my own worst enemy. I mean, I'm really good at making products. Like this brush has been out for 10 years, and I put fan jets in the middle, and I can actually pressure wash the screens. And that's no one has a brush where you can pressure wash the screens.
Wow, that's cool. Now, my question to you is, how long have you been doing the water-fed pole thing? I mean, because that's your thing. I mean, you're Mr. Water-fed pole.
Well, I used to ladder, and I wasn't safe on the ladder, because at that age, 35 years ago, I was crazy. Get on the stabilizer and stand on the very top and hold the edge and lean this way and lean that way, go in between. So I got a Tucker in 1983.
Okay.
And I started, but they had the pellets, and they never worked good. They dry. So I would put Dawn in it. And so I kept that until about year 2000 when I went to the IWCA and saw the water-fed poles. And the over-the-top was my first water-fed pole. And that was like 3 10-foot sections and 20 feet of fiberglass. It was a monster 50-foot pole.
Oh, I can imagine.
But it got me, I was hanging from 95. So all my buildings, 6 floors or under, I converted into a water-fed pole. Then in 2007, I started making my own poles. I don't think I have one here, but I started off with a carbon fiber fishing rod.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's strange.
So
then graduated, to the Simpo.
Right.
So let me ask you this, Phil. Are you, not so much claiming, but are you one of the first to bring the carbon fiber pole to market?
I was one of the first to buy when they first came out, and I was the first to use 3K back in 2008. And to be honest with you, I've been designing poles all that time, $75,000 worth of design. So yeah, I probably was around there. I mean, you can ask the other guys when they started, but a lot of them have just started within the last 2 years. I gave all my poles to Unger. I gave all my poles to ABC. Racing Scenes had my poles. CWC had my poles. I sent them to Europe, England, lost $20,000 on that deal. So I've been promoting it for the whole 13 years.
Wow.
Damn,
man. And this whole time cleaning windows.
I'm still cleaning. Tomorrow we got $1,000 day.
I love that about you, Phillip. Because you recently had a bypass surgery, correct?
Oh my goodness! December 1st, I had a heart attack, and I was in Mexico at the time.
Right. Wow.
And then February 6th, I had the double bypass.
And now you're back at it.
Yeah, 2 days a week.
Yeah, still, I admire your spirit, man. I hope I hope I am that giddy when I'm your age.
Yeah.
Just being alive is good enough.
Right. Well, you're a super passionate dude when it comes to window cleaning, especially when it comes to your product. I mean, you are very, very adamant that you sell the best pole on the market, and I can tell you now, I've never once heard anyone say anything bad about your product. Anyone that has a Simpo,
about me, not the product.
Yeah, no one will. I've never heard anybody say anything. A Simpo owner say anything bad about a Simpo. They've all
some guys
said
have them, they're 10 years old.
Yeah, a lot of guys say
whoever
they're
else has a 10-year-old
awesome.
pole.
I don't have one. I have a 10-year-old pole, but it's fiberglass. And it's terrible.
I threw all them out. No, actually, I pretty much gave them away.
Right.
The difference is I have 60%, 63 MSI high mod in the pole, and then I have the Kevlar coming out in the 72-foot pole, and the Kevlar is the future. I'm always ahead of the curve about 3 years. So this is high mod inside and Kevlar outside, 72 feet. It's going to be a cool pole.
And I'm sure. So, I mean, was that a natural evolution to go to the Kevlar? Was that just natural?
I've been experimenting with it for about 6 years, and I found out Kevlar by itself is too flimsy.
Right.
So the key to all future poles, if the price comes down, the tariffs don't kill us, is having the high mod inside. It's expensive, and you don't want 100% high mod. It's too expensive, and it's too brittle. You want to have Unger has the 3K on their outside of their high mod, and theirs is the same, 63 MSI. Whereas I think Reach Higher Ground has 42, Reach It has 55, and there's some better carbon fiber coming out. But it comes to the guys just want cheap stuff. They don't want a pole that lasts 10 years, and that's why Simple hasn't done
not
well.
me.
Not all of us.
Not all of us.
Look,
not all of us.
Education, you know.
Right.
Listen. You'll only hear complaints coming out of the guys that bought flimsy poles.
Right,
and flimsy poles, and you know what? If we're doing this to make a living and we're doing this to go home at the end of the day without being beat up by our equipment, then you got to spend the money and
You
get
gotta
the right
spend the
stuff.
money.
Here
Yeah.
I'm 65. That ought to tell you something right there.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You look good.
Yeah. You look good, Philip. For 65, you look great. You're nice and spry.
Well, I have a guy working with me, Nathan. He's like in his 40s.
Uh-huh.
And he was working at O'Reilly's. I saw him washing windows. I hired him on the spot for $15 an hour. He works
Nice.
2 days a week for me for 25, and he ran my business for 4 months.
Really?
I was having the
Good for
surgery.
you.
Awesome. So, and
A good
he was-
guy.
Yeah, that's
Finding guys
great.
like that are hard to come by.
Right.
Yeah, you
Of
got to keep
course.
them happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, I'm going to give him part ownership, and he'll be his, because
Yeah.
I would rather I love inventing,
Uh-huh.
but I have to use the Simpo to keep money coming in. I can't live off Simpo. I got to live off Alexander's window cleaning.
Of course. Of course.
So Phil, aside from the water fed, you've seen a lot of changes in the window cleaning industry as far as traditional services for traditional equipment and stuff like that. The evolution of better quality squeegees, better rubber, better microfiber, strip washers, the whole 9 yards. Because you come from a time around the time that guys that I worked with that taught me. And so you got to be, I'm enamored here because you got to have a wealth of knowledge from traditional window cleaning skills as well.
Yeah, I started off with a bucket, hog hair, brush. We didn't have poles. You had to buy the stupid wooden window poles, and as soon as you use them, they
Yeah.
break.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, broom handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically that it was.
Right.
That kind of
I'm-
stuff.
yeah.
And I'm virtually a wet behind the years rookie here compared to you two. You know what I mean? I've been cleaning windows since 2005, so I haven't seen nearly the evolution of window cleaning that you two gentlemen have. So
Well, the biggest promotion I do is I literally water fed all outsides. I never squeegee. If I have to squeegee a window on the outside, I consider it a failure.
I
Really?
love
So,
it. That's
so much
great.
more money, and I use a ledger, 24-inch ledger, a 24-inch sorbo, and a ledger, and I've used that for 20 years. Best squeegee there is.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah.
Because you can push right into the edge.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
My goal is
I like the fact that you're like if I have to use my squeegee outside, it's a failure. I like that. I like the fact that you're like that diehard about it. You don't have. There's a few guys. There's guys out there that are not Phillip fans because you're like use your water fed pole, and guys are like fuck you.
Yeah.
You get roasted.
ladder guys. These idiot ladder guys that are doing these jobs that I could do in 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
The job with 65 gallons of water. I just did it on. I showed the system on Facebook, and he goes one way, I go one way. Most of the time he does the houses outside, and I do the inside. So we did a $475 house in 2 hours.
So
Yeah.
do
That's
my question is this: is your water fed pole system, is that something you bought or something? I'm assuming that's got to be something that Phillip made.
No, I don't buy.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was gonna say,
It's just my 550 taken apart. It's the 440 low psi, 80 psi with the charcoal first, then the sediment, and I just took it all apart off the cart and put it in my system.
okay.
And then
So
it
you
finishes through a DI.
Do you process the water at home or do you process the water on site?
You weren't listening. I come to the job with 65 gallons of water.
Oh, okay.
That takes me an hour or two, and then when we run out, then we make more.
Okay.
So we can go 2 or 3 hours depending on the job.
All right.
Okay.
I
And,
So-
and
hate
you have
taking the system out. Whoever invented taking a trailer out and bringing it to the faucet literally was an idiot. Because it's just like the truck mount on carpet cleaning machines. They're way ahead of us. They can go up an 8-story building. Well, why can't we do that with water fed?
Yeah. That's. I have an IPC hydro cart, the 5-stage IPC electric hydro cart. And
mine's-
and it is the most unwieldy beast there is. And it sits in my truck. I don't ever take it out of my truck. Now, I'm looking now to upgrade to a tank system. Like Mark Tanner made one himself as well. And I'm thinking about doing the same thing. I'm thinking about making my own.
Tractor Supply, $200, 40-gallon tank with a pump. You can't get anything.
the chemical tank. I've seen that.
Yeah,
seen
the
that,
spot tank, and they
Yeah.
work great. The pumps
Well, see,
last 2 or 3 years.
I built mine with a 50-gallon tank and then a SureFlow pump with a accumulator and then a DI tank. Now, my home, I have a whole house RO, so I'm putting water in the tank at 8 parts per million. Then I'm taking it down to 0 with a small DI vessel, and 50 gallons goes a long way through eighth-inch tubing.
Yeah, that's why I have 2 tanks of 65 gallons, and
Yeah.
I think my RO was 6 the other day, which you could actually do RO
Oh,
up
yeah.
to 15 and have no trouble, but we're
Yeah.
all kind of stuck with 0.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, I mean, what is the safe? What's the safe number as far as parts per million in your eyes?
I would say 10 with RO
Uh-huh.
and 5 with DI, because DI starts going bad real quick.
Right.
I had jobs where we had small tanks and DI went, and trying to get spots from a bad DI tank
Yeah.
is stage 2 corrosion. It just
Right.
won't
Yeah.
come off.
Right.
I've had guys hook my DI tanks up backwards and actually back flush them on someone's house. That was a nightmare.
I sold
Yeah.
a 550, and they ran off the wastewater and not the pure water.
Oh,
I wonder
jeez.
why it didn't
Yeah.
work.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
700.
I'm a
TDS.
huge proponent of RO. I love RO. I think
Oh, yeah.
I know there's a lot of guys that are like just do DI and but RO is it's cost effective. It's really cheap in my
In the
opinion.
long run, yeah.
You know what I mean?
3 years on an
Yeah.
RO unit,
Oh, easy.
$300.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
and
$100.
Yeah, and I do a lot. I do a high volume of water. I do most of my water fed pole work is large commercial jobs or lots of ladder moves or dangerous ladder moves. Like when it gets out of hand, you know what I mean? It's like, oh shit.
We've done $30,000 jobs. The spallation neutron source was $2.5 billion, and we did all that, in 2 weeks.
So when Phillip is water fed pole, and what kind of you use just Phillip's brushes, or do you tinker around and try other people's stuff?
Well, I have my own brush, and we switched to using it all the time. I do have the Reach It, not the Reach. Yeah, I have the Reach It, but I never use it. And I have the Tucker brushes,
Uh-huh.
But I went back to my original brush, not even using my nylon brushes, because the hog here, we're having perfect results. It just scrubs better. It's a little heavier,
right?
But I would just use the hog hair all the time.
Right. I like boar's hair. I'm a fan of boar's hair. It's if you get the right brush and the right brand of brush, you gotta watch what you're buying because you can get yourself and you think you're getting a good brush.
Look how many bristles that thing has. There's no way that leaves those streaks in the dirt. No way.
There's not, yeah.
And with the fan jets in the middle, it's like power washing the glass because the 2 fans go in the middle and the 2 pencils. So as I'm hitting the window, I got the sides and then the fan, and I got perfect rinse. We did a video of a house the other day, and you could just like flowing down.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's some big companies out there, and their brushes are worthless. I actually had to send 10 of them back because they just were worthless. And I guess for $36, you get what you paid for.
Of course, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So do you have that brush in your hand? That's your brush. Do you have that manufactured by someone or?
Yeah, I get this made by Universal. They are in Illinois. They are in the car wash drive-through car wash industry.
Okay.
And then I had this as my brush. They make it for me in half for the last 10 years. Ash wood. So it wears really good.
Awesome.
That doesn't warp out of shape or anything?
Oh, no. No, in fact, I tried...
It's just falling around.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Wow, that's a monster there.
214.
Yeah.
214 is what? 28?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a 28-inch brush right there.
Yeah, I
Holy
did this
shit.
for...
Look at that thing.
It's a monster. This is for solar cells.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Hey,
And is
so
that-
Phil,
Go ahead.
I'm here.
Phil, will there be? Let me ask you this: there seems to be a revolution of over-the-top rinse bars. Will there be a Philip Alexander over-the-top rinse bar on a brush like that?
Well, I made rinse bars 7 years ago,
Okay.
and I'm not using them anymore. They
No.
use too much water. I had a scrub sleeve rinse bar.
Yeah.
So I had the scrub sleeve and the bar in it.
Okay.
And I get much better results with the fan jets. I got these metal fan jets.
Yep.
And they're like
Raise it up just a little bit, Philip. Raise it up just a
You
little
know?
bit. There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
And
Okay.
and these are like pressure washing the glass, which the water bar, the flow is good, but I like the pressure, and I
Yes.
have it adjusted so I can adjust it. So far as I'm concerned, this is much more the future than the rinse bars.
Yes. I see. That's cool.
So do
That's
you have
cool.
those? Do you have that brush right there? That brush that you manufacture, is that available for purchase?
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh
and
yeah.
where would someone purchase a Phillip
Well,
Alexander?
you got it. I have to put it back on my www.simple.com site
Okay.
again. Don't have these on there, but I'll put them back on.
Because I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind having one of those.
Oh yeah, that's
would
an
like to-
animal
I
right
would
Well,
like-
there.
don't get it online. Just call me, and I usually work out a deal with people because I want them to test it and talk about it.
Okay. Well,
Sure.
this
You
is
know.
my question. Will it come built? Will it come built with the jets already and it plumbed, do I have to build
Give-
it?
No. Give me a minute.
Okay. Go ahead, Phillip. I was hoping something else would fall over there.
Yeah.
Then it
He
would
needs
be
to open up.
that.
He needs to back that van into the garage door.
Yeah, dude. So, dude, when that fucking pole fell over on the chair, I was like, yes, yes. Let's see.
I got the van in the garage now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Open the doors for us.
Yeah. Here's the fan jets in the middle.
Uh-huh.
Can
Okay.
you see that?
I
this is-
barely, but yes.
All right. There's the fan jets in the middle,
Okay.
and this is the one where I cut it in half off this baby. And you can see, you can turn off the pencil jets
Uh-huh.
and just have the fan jets on, and you can pressure wash your screens. Most of the time when we're doing windows, both of these are on,
Uh-huh.
and so you have the pencil coming out
Okay.
and the fan at the same time. Plus I have a complete shut off. So there's 3 controls. Nobody has anything like this.
Well, I'm assuming that this is relatively light too, correct? I mean, it's not
Well,
heavy.
The hog here,
I'm just saying, as far as a wooden hog's hair brush goes,
it's 10 ounces.
yeah. So I mean, it's
You know-
relatively light. I mean, it may look semi-archaic, yes, yes, but it's legit. Dude, this is like the best. I'm so glad.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, if you remember, the old school Tucker brushes were so heavy.
Yeah.
You just lean them on the building and it would splay the brushes
Right.
because it had so much weight to it.
Yeah,
It didn't
yeah.
lift off the glass.
Well, that's the advantage of the brushes. When you push on it,
Mhm.
it's scrubbing. Where
Right.
a lot of
Yeah.
the brushes are too light. If you're at 60 or
Yeah.
70 feet, the brush isn't working.
I agree. I
No.
agree.
Too much.
Yes,
You gotta
yes,
have some
I
weight
agree.
to it.
Very
Yeah.
good point.
I
there.
think a bunch of us are a bunch of babies. We want a 6-ounce brush,
Yep.
and it
You're
doesn't
right.
work.
No.
it doesn't
So, okay, Phil, here's a question. What are the sizes available in a brush like that? Because the one I see is a little bit too big for my liking.
It's 14 inch.
Okay.
Okay.
And but I can make them any size, but mainly I make them 14 inch.
Okay.
I'm okay with
You know.
14 inches.
Yeah, 14 is cool.
You're probably going to
That's
get a
the
call
standard.
from me because I want to try one of those out.
Yeah, well, I got 4 of them left here. So I can make-
Well, I don't want anyone listening to this podcast get any ideas.
well,
Yeah.
I don't want you guys stealing my
I
brush. I want
wholesale-
one.
WCR doesn't sell the brush, so
But they do sell the pole,
they
correct?
sell the pole and they put the Tucker brush on it.
Now, do they sell multiple lengths of your pole? What variety of sim poles are there out there?
Well, right now they have the Sim 22, which is the best pole for the size, 3.7. So about 20 feet, it's 3 pounds. And then you add sections, 7/8 to 32, 9/10 to 42, and then 11/12. I'm the only one that has 12 sections of a pole that goes straight up for 42. And then eventually they'll have the commercial Kevlar, which will be 36, 46, 60, and 72.
Wow.
Now, my question is this, Phillip. Does your pole function? Does it break down the initial pole? Does it break
All
down?
my sections come off, and they have for 10 years.
Awesome. All right. Okay.
Always
So
break down.
you can break your pole down each section at each interval.
Yeah.
It breaks down, so it's not stuck
Well,
together at three pieces. It's each section pulls apart?
You have 3.7 on the small pole, and then the commercial pole is 5.7. Then the other one, these are all going to be 6 feet.
Okay.
So, here's the small section right here. Actually, this is 5.7.
Okay.
But the sim small one, I found half the time I'm only using 9 feet. So
Right.
why do you have a huge bow?
Right.
So let me ask you another question, Phil. I've used your pole because Mike Kilcommons had one, and it was at least 10 years old. And when I got my hands on it, and I said this is a very well made pole. My question to you is, when you disassemble the sections, is there something on the bottom of them to protect the carbon fiber? It's hard to see. Show it on from the side. You've got a ring of sorts in there? Okay,
It's
a plastic.
It's a plastic.
It's a cap.
Oh.
Yeah. Took me a long time to find these. On every section, I'm still looking for, I think, 11 and 10.
Okay.
For the butt plug.
They
It's a butt
protect.
plug. So when the pole collapses without collecting air, capturing air, it you know what I'm saying?
I put a hole in the thing.
Okay.
You
Okay.
put a hole in the bottom, and then
And those are interchangeable. So if I bought a pole and I lost a cap, I could get more caps pretty simply and stuff like that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I like that.
$3 or $4 each. But
So
you can take the caps off. But the great thing is you don't have to take the caps off because I'm looking for my
So good, dude.
Oh, here we go.
Phillip is the best. He is the best.
Look at this. It's the coolest clamp.
Dude,
Now,
yes.
the hose fits right in between
I'm
here
with you
the
on that.
outside and holds it in place.
Yeah, we were talking. Actually, Phillip, me and Mark have spoke about that your clamp once before. The fact that you've integrated a tube holding system into the levers of the clamps is pretty fucking smart. That was a pretty smart idea. I'll give you that. That was pretty ingenious.
China made it wrong. I wanted this to be 3/8.
Okay.
And the metric didn't work, but it still works as a 3/8 fits here, and the standard 5/16 UK size fits in here.
Okay.
So I fit both sides now.
Right. Okay. Cool. So I have a question, and we kind of touched on it a little bit, but we kind of moved off. I want to know, what was your reasoning behind the Kevlar, adding Kevlar to your poles? Why? What was that? I mean, it had nothing to do with shock
like what Perry did. The idea of Kevlar is to not have it as much electric.
Right.
But I haven't yet got to a power pole to drop this on to see what happens.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's not do that, Phillip.
But I probably will.
Yeah.
It's less electricity, but you still got water coming down it. But
Right.
Yeah.
This won't melt as quick, and it won't conduct electricity as quick
Right. Okay.
over the carbon or the aluminum.
So-
Because 8 guys have died using water-fed poles hitting power
Yeah.
lines.
So
Yeah.
the lightness and the toughness was less played of a role and more of a fact that you were trying to reduce shock risk.
Yeah, and I saw Kevlar and figured, well, that's cool. Let me try it. I mean,
Right.
I have designed over 25 poles. I see a new thing, and I spend the money and try it out.
Right.
No one has probably made as many designs because I've had companies complain. But other companies get a design and they quit making the pole. My design has stayed the same for 10 years. That's why they're all interchangeable. And the pole you saw 10 years ago was UD 3K. And my pole, the high mod is so much better and so much lighter than the old UD poles.
Okay.
Unidirectional.
Right.
So those poles, the sim poles, are there different? I know you've mentioned the Kevlar and you're going into the Kevlar, but there's not different 30, 25-foot poles. They're all pretty much, this is what it is. And do you find that your poles are comparably rigid, meaning, less flex?
Mine are more rigid than what's on the market. Mine is as rigid as the Unger because of the 63 MSI. The 63 MSI is the key to a rigid pole, whether it's the Kevlar or whether it's the 3K. So I spend a lot more money You know,
Uh-huh.
this Kevlar pole almost cost me $900.
Wow.
These other guys paying $200 and selling them for $900.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, that's pretty
That's
much
fun.
the name of the game in the window cleaning industry, anyways. I
Cheap
mean,
poles.
cheap poles,
Yeah.
but not only that, but I mean, most of this stuff manufactures for pennies on the fucking dollar, and then guys sell it for
Yeah.
thousands of
Well,
bucks.
it's
You know
coming
what I
from
mean?
China. Right now, Chair, I think CHER makes a lot of the people's poles. I've been through 7 different Chinese factories trying. Finally, the last one I got, they make the CW pole, Viper pole, but they gave me my clamps for free. That saved me $10,000.
Yeah.
They even did this for free. So, and they make a good pole, so I'm staying
Right.
with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool, man.
And the warranty behind your poles, Phil?
It's a 5-year warranty against manufacturer defects, but usually if a guy, I mean, out of the thousands of sections broken, I think there's less than 10 I had to replace, and it's mainly guys ran them over or dropped
Operator
them on
error.
the bridge or whatever.
Operator, yeah.
But the last 3 years, I haven't replaced any of the new ones, and then
Nice.
they haven't broken.
Okay.
Nice. And we can buy directly from you. We don't have to buy from an outside vendor.
Well, I'm trying to go through vendors because everybody else is buying direct. So, I mean, I would prefer that you buy through WCR. The only discount I get buying
No.
direct is
Yeah.
if you're going to videotape the pole and I'm going to get some PR on it.
Right.
Then I
Well,
usually
you're
do sell
talking to the man there that is very. When he finds a piece of equipment that works well for him, I can guarantee your pole will be shown
Yeah.
in a very good light and a positive light. You know, I mean, I'm not a video guy, but TJ is, and I think that would be. I'd like to try one out. I mean, I know I used one. We used it at over 40 feet, and I was very impressed with it. You know, it was.
you get blown away by the new ones,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And price-wise, they're comparative to whatever else is out there.
Well, they're actually better because people are paying for regular carbon fiber that I sell high mod.
Okay,
63X
so all your poles are high mod.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they're competitive to an Unger, and how expensive are Ungers?
yeah.
And
They're up
mine's
there.
half the Unger price.
Yeah,
Wow.
Like a
Very
60-foot. Well, I think the 52-foot post 21, 125, something like that.
So if I wanted to do 3 stories a pole, what pole would I buy from Phillip Alexander?
Well, the ideal thing is buy the Sim 22
Uh-huh.
and add a section onto it, because that way you have the short pole for all your residential.
Mhm.
Then you add 10 feet, go up 32 feet. I think that's $1,200.
Oh, $1,200.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is and
Because-
the add-on section is 10 feet.
Add-on sections are 325, 425, and 500.
Now are
And
they
add 10 feet at a time.
are they a stock 10 foot, or do they break down?
All my posts break down.
So it's 5 foot and 5 foot makes 10, like it expands
Well,
into
the
it
Kevlar
expands
is
to 10
6
foot.
feet. The Kevlar is 6 feet, and the other one is 5.7 for the.
So the add-on section is a collapsed add-on section. So it's
two
five.
sections.
It's 2 sections. It's 2 pieces,
Sections,
correct?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Either 5.7 each section, so that's about 11 feet.
Okay.
Well, about 10 feet or 11 feet for the Kevlar.
Okay. Shit. And how much did you say that was? 1,200 to do
Yeah,
3
for the
stories. If I wanted
32.
to do around 32 feet, it's about 1,200
Yeah.
bucks. That's not bad.
And the Kevlar
Wow.
is $27.75
And
for 12 sections, and everybody else is $4,000 or $5,000 for the same pole.
wow, dude, that's
And they don't even have all sections Kevlar. Like Gardner only has 2 or 3. Even the Reach, it only has 3 or 4 sections. I'm the only one that has all 12 sections Kevlar.
Wow.
And time. It's going to be the future once guys that want to get up at 6 or 7 floors.
right.
yeah.
Do you use your pole that high often?
We don't have that many high buildings here, so the highest we usually go is around 60 feet.
Okay. And you find that it does. I mean, of course, if you're using the brush that you're showing me, I'm sure that it cleans pretty good, because that's a heavier brush than, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the bristle density on that is fucking top notch. I mean, that's wove tight.
The one thing I'd like to say is it appears, Phil, that you keep it very simple. I mean, not no pun intended on the simple, but no,
I try to.
it's not it's straightforward, a workhorse.
It's not complicated like to reach it.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, where's the F?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You gotta admit, I really love Perry.
Well, you know, I mean, we might as well, I mean, you guys brought it up, so we might as well touch on it a little bit. There's no one, everyone knows I'm a reach it guy. I went from a Tucker pole and a Phoenix pole. I almost bought a Phoenix pole before to replace my Tucker, and I ended up buying a reach it pole at the Lamborghini's suggestion in 2015, the winter of 2014. I'm sorry. And I like my Mini. My Mini is a super sweet ass pole. I like it. I wasn't aware. I didn't know there was a Phillip Alexander in the world at that time. You know what I mean? I was kind of fresh to social media and Facebook and the like. So my experience and where I bought things from, I buy all my gear from Detroit Sponge, and there was no Simpo on there.
I bought stuff there 1972 from his uncle.
Right. So, I mean, because Perry, I mean, of course, you guys you tend to go back and forth. Sometimes you get a little, like nobody knows what.
Well, you want to know the truth, the real truth.
Yeah,
let me tell you the real truth.
Let's hear it, brother.
TJ.
I sent my design 1.37 to 1.6 to Linda in China. The next thing I know, Perry copied the design exactly. So really, the original Reach It was my design, not Perry. I spent $75,000. Perry just stole the design from me, but he will never admit it. He admitted it one time when he was drunk, but that's another story. I didn't get it on time. And that's the truth. And
Phillip
I got
is
it all
dropping
right.
dimes, son.
I mean, I actually have where he copied all my website back, 4 or 5 years ago, where here's his design and there's my design, and they're exactly the same.
Wow.
But what good does it do now,
Right.
He's a good PR guy, and I can't beat his PR.
Well, he's all over that interweb. He's all over it.
Yeah, he's Perry Tate is the Joseph Henry Hardy of PR.
Yeah. But my
Hey!
is better because it's 60% 3K.
Okay.
All the way through. So you go crazy over my little Mini at 3 pounds.
And
then
that
it
collapses to how
50
small? How small is that pole collapsed?
3.7.
3.7 feet.
Yeah, and all the sections can go up to 20 feet. 6
No
sections. My Mini.
And
Yeah.
that's
But
your
you add on to it,
Mini.
add-
That's your Mini pole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much does that run, Phillip?
Well, $875 is retail.
That's
But
not
if you're
bad.
going to do a video on it, we can talk about it later.
I'll do a video. You're going to get
I
a
got 3 of
Samsung
them.
Galaxy
I got 3 of
S9
them left.
video.
Yeah,
I
right.
got 3 of them left. So I'll wholesale it to guys that will do videos on it.
Right, of course. Which makes perfect sense because it makes sense to try to get, because a lot, especially nowadays, a lot of guys, YouTube and social media, that's where they're looking to find guys to use things. They want to see what another guy's doing with it. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, this guy cleans a lot of windows and he's always trying out stuff. So if he says it's good and he likes it, then maybe I'll give it a shot. That's not it's a smart play.
You've seen the PH7, right?
Yes.
Their cool system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know PH7
Yeah.
Yeah.
from Wisconsin?
Yes.
All they do is use my Simpo. But look at this baby. It's a small mini one. Isn't that cool?
Is
What
there
is
a body in there?
It's I think this is let's see, that RO. It's not a 14. It's a 20 RO.
No
And,
shit. And that's is that a PH7 design there?
Yeah, that's their mini. Isn't that cool?
And that's a mini water filtration system.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
RO and
Well, I know the PH7 guys. Yeah, the PH7.
charcoal and sediment.
Right, okay.
These guys make some cool stuff.
Well, they make cool stuff, but they are die-hard Simpole guys. Every video's like, yeah, this is my Simpole and da 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 da, you know.
They've been using it. That should tell you something.
Right? Yeah. Hey, man. I'm not hating on you, Phillip. I'm not hating on you at all. I don't subscribe too much to the too much of the team spirit. If you got something, a good product, you got a good product. It just so happened that I bought a reach it pole before I knew what a sim pole was. You know what I mean?
I got on Chris the other day. He says, "Where did it get you helping him out, dumping me? Where would we be if
Yeah.
The sim pole would be the number one pole, and Perry wouldn't be around. Those guys put Perry on the map. Period."
Whew. Man, Phillip is throwing fucking daggers out here, man.
I have a lot of guys said I should just talk about mine and not say anything else.
Well, there's a little validity to that, because I really feel like it doesn't serve you at all to keep
bad mouth.
Yeah, well, not, and not even so much bad mouth, but I mean, you've got a good product. There's every guy that's got a sim pole will defend it and be like, yo, that guy, he makes a good fucking pole. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm kind of thinking that Phil needs to really ramp up his internet presence, because, I mean, like TJ, you didn't buy it because you didn't know it existed.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, at least now you said you're going through WCR. What's the chance of it showing up in a Racenstein? Because you said it's been there in the past. Is that relationship severed, or,
Steve and I, a long time ago, I showed him my pole, and he went behind my back and ordered it right from the same supplier, because there's the pro pole was the pole I showed Steve, but it was I didn't like it because I was putting 3K, and Vita was just pushing her pole, which was 1.3 UD, and then Steve dropped the whole brand, dropped it totally. So I wouldn't mind getting back together with him, especially with the Kevlar.
Right.
Yeah.
But here, I got an idea. See this, the Unger pad, which works great?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
The Unger metal. I actually have put a water bar on this. And put
a lot of guys. Yeah, I saw Tucker's got something like that out now.
That's not not a bad idea.
But I'm going to come out with one of these, and it has a short one and has a tall one, and then I'll sell it with the Unger pad. So you can't get a whole kit that will go on, and it'll be all together, and I think it'd be a real seller. And I might even put a water bar in it.
Yeah, I think you should put a water bar in it.
I could say, and now I and this is purely just for my own wanting to know. What is the smallest Kevlar pole that you have right now?
The Kevlar is going to start at 36 feet.
Okay.
Because it's so expensive.
I can dig that. And how much is that?
I'd have to look that up, but it wasn't that much. I think that was around 1,400.
That's not bad.
And that comes with a brush?
I got 4 coming from China, and depending on how they test out, so if you want to test one out, we can talk. Right. I may order another 10.
No, so Phil, your pole comes with the pole, the brush, the hose, the gooseneck, but everything. It's ready to go, ready to rock and roll.
You just need a pure water source, and you're kicking ass.
Now, one more question. Your poles, your pole ends, I saw you have that aluminum. Your pole will accept other goosenecks, other...
Yeah.
Or is it...
The top section, the number 1 section, will accept anybody's...
Okay, so if I, nothing against Phillip, but if I wanted to use an RHG brush on a simple, I could do that.
Provided it's a 14 millimeter, which is the metric standard for UK posts, and we have it. Yeah, it'll fit right in here, no problem, because you can adjust the clamp.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, you have a lot to adjust, so it'll take anybody's tip.
Okay.
Nice.
I
like that.
The Kevlar thing has gotten my interest peaked.
Good. We'll talk later about it. I got more to sell.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I can. Maybe we can get our hands on that and give her a whirl, give her a whirly do. Because 36 feet, that's probably around where I would probably.
No, you're going to buy the 72-foot one.
What? There ain't nowhere I can use that around here.
Well, you can bid 7-story buildings and get $2,000.
I'll have to move to a different.
In one job.
I'll have
to pay for the pole.
I'll have to move to a different town, Philip.
You do $100,000 a year, and you bitch about a $2,000 pole.
Right? You're right.
I'm doing $80,000 2 days, $8,000 days.
Yeah.
In two days, I paid for my pole.
You're right.
And had it for the next 10 years.
You're right. Yeah, that's safe. That's a safe bet to say. People do complain about it's easy come, easy go, though. You know what I mean? But you're right. You know, people will go out and make all that money and then complain about spending a couple grand on window
is the cheapest business you can get in. I mean, look at the food industry. They get 5%. We get 95%.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
once the equipment's paid for.
Right.
We've talked about this before. Window cleaning is the only industry you could be in with probably your most expensive component is going to be a business card, unless you go online and get something cheesy. You know, I mean, you could fill a bucket full of tools for less than $100 and go out and pick up work. You know.
Here's something controversy. You see that?
Yeah. No, what is it?
What does that look like?
Hang on. Slow the camera down, Phil.
Slow the camera. Yeah. Looks like a giant DI system.
Yeah, RO system.
RO system, yeah.
It's DI, charcoal, and 2 ROs. It came from Chester Paw, and someone that's very famous copied it, but he won't ever admit it. And they cost me $1,400, and I couldn't even sell them for $1,600 because everybody was convinced that the other one that was really a copy of it was better. But that's the industry.
We're talking to your forehead right now, Philip.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, we've got about another 15 minutes here with you, Philip. So my question is there anything that Philip Alexander would like to share with the audience? Is there anything Philip would like to, is there anywhere like you want? Of course, you want everyone to go to www.windowcleaningresource.com and buy some sim poles, right? I mean, that's where you want everybody to go.
The only way I'm doing direct now is I'm wholesaling it to guys that are going to videotape.
Right.
So I'm not really selling direct unless, I probably should get it in writing because I've sold 3 or 4 and guys haven't videotaped. I'm going to have to start getting a contract.
All right. Well, here's the deal, Phil. I can private message you. I'm not looking for anything for free. By no means or anything.
Well,
I want.
I'm not giving away free stuff.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is if I send you a private message, I could have a sim pole shipped to my door. And courteously, I could give you a couple videos, but they're not. They're going to be Phil Alexander type videos where shit's falling, dropping. I'm cussing, swearing.
You're going to run over with the car and ask for the warning.
If you want professional video, you want to shoot me a message.
Yeah, him or Tim.
Yeah,
you'll get a nice music in the background with me. You're going to get.
Tim's had a reach it pole for a year and a half and still hasn't even tried to use a water fed pole yet, so that's not a good bet. But I'm honestly
you're losing money. Right, you're losing money if you don't do water fed.
Right, I'm honestly looking forward to. I'm actually super interested in the Kevlar. I know Perry's got a Kevlar, a shock stop on the bottom of a pole, but you are doing the carbon fiber core wrapped with a Kevlar outside, and that.
Yeah,
as soon as I seen that first
shock.
Yeah, when stop shot.
The words.
Right, my interest was piqued when I first saw your first video of your. I think you were doing. It might have been the really big pole that you had out. It was on the side of a hotel, correct?
Yeah, but I only had 4 sections. The 12 sections are coming in, and we'll do some good videos on it.
Okay.
When they come in.
All right. Yeah, because I mean, as soon as I saw that video, I was like, "Well, this is interesting." That's interesting.
And then I have a guy that's an electrician, and we're gonna run some electricity through it.
Fuck.
And the right way, not blowing fuses, and see the difference between carbon in this. So that's going to be interesting test.
I mean, I can't tell you how much I would love to be there for that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll do a podcast and we do it.
Hey.
Live.
Well, as always, like any other guest that comes on the show, you're more than welcome to come back anytime you want, Phillip, and especially to promote your wares. I know I have a really good relationship with Perry. I'm a pretty good friend of Perry's, and I do a lot of promotion for Perry. Not because I'm paid, just because I like his products. But
well, he's good at getting ideas.
Right.
From everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, he is.
This has been out for 10 years. I came from the same company. And the
radius
guys
brush.
It's a bi-level, and it's perfect for French windows because it fits perfect. It's 10-inch. So a lot of times I'll give this along with the hog hair.
Okay.
And I actually had a water bar in here at one time. Actually, the water bar went right here.
I'm just seeing
years ago. You can see the hose that are cut for the water bar.
Right.
I'm just liking the fact that those brushes have a billion bristles in them.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Using the car wash brushes because they're designed to, when you go through the car wash, to really scrub.
Right.
And so that's why I love them.
Right.
And they wear a long time, 2, 3, 4 years.
Right.
Yep.
Well, your approach to water-fed pole cleaning it's pretty pragmatic, and I know a lot of people may be put off a little bit by Phillip. He's kind of not eccentric, but kind of outspoken. He defends himself.
Intense is the word.
Intense, very intense. You're an intense guy. I will give you that, but you have a reason to be that intense because
I got a good product.
Right.
No, I'm interested. I think you coming on here, Phil, has gained a lot of respect. Not that you had disrespect, but let's be real. Those videos you put up were comical, and I loved watching them all. Okay, so I think that and I feel bad that you've passionately come up with such different products, and then only to have them taken away theoretically, or you're kind of behind the 8 ball when it comes to the marketing, and you need to get in front of people, which this might help a little bit,
Well, every good idea is copied, like I showed you on the hydrant. It's a good idea. The guy's going to copy it because it's cheaper to copy it than to make up your own. And that's the difference with Simpo. I actually made my own RO system, the 550. But I can't compete, so I quit selling them. I'm just the pH7.
The one thing that I don't hear you, you do talk about your relation and your foundation in the industry, but that needs to be brought to the forefront. The fact that you're a 50-year veteran of window cleaning holds a lot of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I just don't sell product. I make money washing windows, and that's how I figure out things. Sometimes I've actually used my product for a whole year, getting all the bugs before I ever made it and sold it. That's why I went through so many designs.
If you remember back in the late 80s, Phil, you'll remember this. Unger came out with a scraper that looked like it was made out of galvanized metal. The thing probably weighed about 6 pounds, and they handed them out at one of the very first trade shows, which was down in South Florida that I went to with my dad. And they handed it around for everybody to look at it. And I only had 2-3 years under my belt at that time, and I said, who designed this? And they're not using this in the real world. Exactly. So you having the background of making a living washing windows is tremendous, because you're not going to put something out that's useless.
Did you see what I did with the razor blade? I threw the Triumph out and took a squeegee because I couldn't find it, and stuck the razor Triumph blade in the squeegee with the rubber, and it bent so it doesn't scratch glass.
Yes, I've done that too in a pinch. Lost my scraper.
I do it all the time now.
But Phil, it's scary. Yeah. It's frightening to put the blade in, and it's frightening to take the blade out. You know that.
Yeah. But I'd rather do that than scratch glass.
That's true.
All glass seems to scratch now. It's just wherever you go, it's just
If you look at it wrong, it's scratched. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Well, it's been definitely been enlightening, and I think I'm gonna be in touch with you, Phil, shortly. Seriously, I'd like to try some of those very well bristled brushes on some filthy windows, and they look like they got it going on.
Real well. And you can put soap on it. See, we carry Barkeeper's Friend, the foam, the cream, and the powder. And what's nice, you pile it on there. You just use a little water. We'll get wet the window, and then you do 3 or 4 windows, scrubbing them. I actually did it at 32 feet and got hard water off at 32 feet.
Okay.
We did a house on Friday, construction clean, that way, with the Barkeeper's Friend, and got it all clean.
Cool. Very cool.
Sim1pole is the new email, sim1pole@gmail.com.
Hang on there, Phil. You're going too fast for this kid. SIM1
Sim1 POLE
Yep.
at gmail.com. I'm not slow.
See, the idea is you just buy one pole and you can add sections to it. You never need another pole. You don't have to buy 2 poles. In fact, I didn't show you it. I actually came out with a tapered pole that was 6 feet that went in the number 4 section. So you would have like a 50-foot pole with that tapered in there, and then you could use 1 through 4 of the other pole, and actually got 2 poles. It's just one invention.
And was that clampless? Was that because it was tapered? Was it clampless?
Pole. This was actually, it came with a clamp on the bottom of the number 4. So it would clamp into the number 4, and it was tapered down to a 1. So you could actually use your 5 through 10 section and still have your 1 through 3 for the bottom.
Okay.
Maybe next time I'll show you that one. I'm thinking of getting him out again.
I tell you what, I mean your carbon fiber cord pole with the Kevlar on it. It's super interesting. I mean that's a different approach, and I like it when people do different shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool to see someone kind of step out of things and be like, "Yo, I'm going to try this out."
Yeah. Yep. See, this is the bigger sections. Can you see them?
Yeah. What kind of finishes on that? Is that
is it smooth?
You just clear coat over the carbon. You don't sand Kevlar. You ruin it. They just clear coat it.
Okay.
And
how?
But it's relatively.
How durable is that?
Smooth?
How durable is that finish?
Well, you can always. I wax my poles with car wax.
You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, dude, this is fucking gold.
You should take care of your pole. I use this.
Pole wax.
You know, yeah, and it works fantastic. And you keep the pole in good shape. And you can always clear coat your own pole. You can lightly sand it with 600 and then clear coat it again. Yeah. I've actually refurbished. Guys give me the poles back. I'll put the new clamps on them and rebuild them. I don't think any manufacturer will do that. Rebuild their pole.
No. Nobody's doing that.
While we're on that, Phil, replacement clamps and everything are readily available for the poles. Are the clamps glued on, or are they Allen wrench?
No, that's why I went with the new manufacturer. They gave me all these bolt-on clamps for free.
Okay.
And I actually re-bowed them with a 3mm. I didn't care for what they gave me because WCR had trouble. They were stripping. So I went and improved them. I said, don't send me, they send me the clamps and I put on my pole because I put 3mm nuts on it and they work,
Okay.
And these hardly break. I think the clamp has never broke. Guys have broken this because they go too hard or they tighten it too tight.
Yeah.
Right. But, I literally got hundreds of them.
Okay.
A guy breaks a clamp, I'll give him another one. I'm not going to fuss about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very impressive.
Here's a weird hand I played around with.
Okay.
I like to do what Sean did. He has, I don't like metal because metal can scratch a car or whatever. Sean actually has reach higher ground. He had some plastic ones that went in here.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Well, I had an old ABC modular that had this rubber cone that went into the bottom of it. That was like a real soft rubber, but then they drop it and that was
of those. If you need any, I got boxes.
Yeah.
I use tennis balls. I use tennis balls on the end of mine.
Yeah, that works too. But these little things work pretty good, and I have them for the number 12.
Okay.
I just don't have 9, 10, and 11. I'm looking for it because sometimes it's crazy. They want like $18 for one of these.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm trying to order them direct from China.
Okay.
Then I'll have them cheap.
Right. Makes sense to me. Shit.
Looks
So
like you got some pretty good stuff.
yeah,
there,
you
Phil.
look like you got some pretty awesome kit there, Phillip, for sure. I was expecting a little more phone drama, to be honest with you. I was expecting you to drop your phone, but you didn't do it.
Yeah.
But
Can you knock some of that stuff over,
yeah,
Phil?
you just
Are you happy?
yes, thank you.
Yeah. That worked.
And and you like we said, you can go to I don't know what the name is. I think it's shopwindowcleaningresource.com to buy the poles, correct? As simple. You can get a sim pole at shopwindowcleaningresources.com.
Yeah, and they have all the sizes. In fact, they even have some 2 sections of the Kevlar. So
okay.
if you want to get.
Do they take care of, like, if a guy ordered one and, for instance, broke a clamp like you were talking about? Do they handle that, or does Phillip handle that?
Well, I sent them a whole section of clamps. Every time they ordered so many poles, they got, clamps to replace.
Okay.
But if they run out, I would take care of them.
Okay.
Because it's a 5-year warranty on the manufacturing part and the clamps, too.
Okay.
And they're not real expensive, so,
Right.
You're not going to break. I haven't broken the clamp yet in 2 years. The actual body of the clamp, only the tip.
Only the tip.
Well, when the guy's cutting them down too much.
I got to tell you, the whole I waxed my pole thing. I just can't.
You like that
so
idea?
good. That's so good.
Good stuff.
Yes.
What you can do is you can clean it with denature alcohol. You know how you hit a gutter or something like that and gets all kinds of scratches on it? Well, the denature alcohol will pull all the paint off. Then you can spray clear coat, and then wax it. And you're good. The pole is good as new. The problem with a lot of guys do is they don't clean their pole, and if they have the thing going inside, the dirt gets in there and wears the fire out of them. I had the guys do that in UK.
So
actually ruin the pole.
You're talking about rattle can clear coat, or would probably be better off with a 2-part, like an automotive type clear?
Well, if you want to be real fancy, yeah. But
Phillip ain't about being all fancy, bro.
I normally do.
We're fancy pants.
The gloss enamel.
Okay. Ace Hardware, no less. He didn't even buy Rust-Oleum. He's just like, shit, I'm buying the Ace Hardware brand.
Yeah.
So
all done.
All done.
I like that. That's cool looking. Looks like a snake skin.
Yeah. It's like I said, when I seen it on the video, I was like, hey, what the fuck is that? That's cool.
Look at
That's cool, man.
Get out of my pole. Now I'll be getting high off this stuff.
He's in the garage huffing paint fumes.
I do pressure washing too. I've done soft washing for 40 years.
Wow. So I have a question, Phillip. When will the carbon or the fiberglass poles be in mass? When will people be able to buy them in mass?
What do you mean fiberglass? I don't sell fiberglass.
I'm sorry. The carbon fiber and Kevlar. My mistake.
Right now, mainly I have 6 of the 60-foot 3K high mod left, and then WCR has like plenty, and I got these coming, and depending on how the tests go, I'll order another 10 because they're $900 each. It's a $9,000 order, and I'm still struggling when it comes to simple. But I have to. I'm on the cash basis. I don't borrow money for it.
Right.
There you go.
It's not costing me any money. I'm not in debt for it.
Right.
But if someone wanted to order 10,
simple, fun,
I'll
simple.
Is
that what you're saying? Simple, fun, simple is what you're saying. So you put into it what you get out of it, which is smart. Which is very smart.
I'm not making my living from it. I'm making my living from the window cleaning.
Right. But you'd like to make your living from that pole, don't be?
Well, I did it one time before Reach It came along. I was doing 200,000, doing fine.
Wow.
So, what can I say?
Yeah, Jesus, everybody's
Yeah.
gonna be mad at me. I'm just kidding. I don't.
Tell them the truth, you know. And you can prove it if you want me to prove it next time. But
No, you're good, bro.
we don't want to
You're
go
good.
there.
You're fine.
I've improved the Poe. It's so much better than it was 10 years ago.
Right. Well, in fairness, this is the non-biased podcast. I know a lot of people think that, but I just haven't had an opportunity to have Phillip Alexander on. You know.
I know. I'm
You know what I
biased.
mean?
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, you should be. You should be.
Yeah,
That's
after
your
what you've been
product.
through?
Yeah, that's your
Yeah.
product, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being being valiant about your own shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
You should.
I have gotten beat up by all the vendors, giving them my Poes, and then they go out and make their own. So
Right.
you're right.
Right. But from what it looks like, it's easily copied, but not. I mean, it doesn't seem to be. They don't
they're
last
not
or stick
copying
around
it.
like yours.
Well, they're not copying it. They're making it cheaper.
Exactly.
They may copy
Right.
the design. Well, actually, Perry's the only one that actually copied the design. Most of all the other Poes out there are only 1.3. In wall thickness, whereas
Yep.
mine, you can see, has a real thickness of 1.5, and that's the difference. Or like the Northern Light. Northern Light is 1.5. I can tell you every Poe, how it's made, and what's in it. That's from experience of making them.
Okay.
What's your opinion of that oval pole that came out?
Yeah.
It's a cool idea, and I can order them direct from them. But I have too busy just for in mind. The idea on that was the clamp not slipping, but my clamps don't slip. So why
Right.
bother with another design?
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't care about with that pole is they have made it the brush and everything, the gooseneck. It's all proprietary.
Plus, I don't know the strength of the Poe. Is it 1.3? Is it high mod? They won't
Right.
tell you how it's made. What good is a fancy clamp if the Poe's going to break or wear out?
Right.
Yeah.
That would
My
be my
post-
only. Yeah, that would be my only knock on it. Is the fact that you can't put any brush on the end of it that you want. That's kind of like,
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
made a mistake there.
yeah, they've. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be something they rectify later. Because
I think WCR has them if you want to try one out.
No, I'm good.
No, just asking.
We're good. We're just asking. I mean, like I said, because I'm in love with my reach it pole. I really covet my reach it pole. But like I said, your Kevlar pole has got my interest very piqued.
My clamps fit on the reach it, so when you need them,
Fucking Phillip is out of control, man. What are you trying to do, Phillip? You trying to get me roasted here or what, bro?
I'm just being honest. You can try different products. Maybe Perry will give you his clamps for free once he knows I'm doing it. See, I'm helping you out.
Fucking Phillip, man. I knew going into this that you were. I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't feel like anything is being said here that's malicious. You're speaking your mind same way he would. Same way WCR. If we had Chris Lambrinides on here, he would speak his mind the same way. And that's what this is all about. I mean, guys, at the end of the day, guys are going to make their own. They're going to fashion their own opinions about everything. And they're going to.
Yep.
Some guys like Chevy trucks. They're most likely retards. But and then there's other guys. There's other guys that like real trucks, like Fords. You know what I mean? And it's just all about.
I haven't had any trouble. I love my Transit. It's one of the best vehicles for work.
Yeah.
I
know a lot of folks that really like them. You know what I mean? That really like those.
Well, I paid $14,000 for it. The engine had 53,000 miles on it, and it came with a rack system, $1,800 rack system in the back.
Oh, really?
And get 20 miles to the gallon.
Nice.
It's sweet. I need to buy a transmission, but that's only about $1,000, and I got a guy to put it in for $700. Just keep the thing going.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, I will say this. This has been enlightening, and I appreciate your history, your passion, your drive, and I'm impressed. I can say that.
The next time we do one, I'm doing a seminar. I want to do one how Poes are made, and not necessarily say anything about Simpo, but actually show you the 10 different ones I have made and how they're made and what they're made out of. Because I think there's a lot of misinformation out there. Guys just say my Poe's the best, and they don't tell you why.
Right.
They don't tell you the wall thickness. They don't tell you how much carbon fiber in it. They don't tell you whether it's high mod or UK or
Well,
UD.
you gonna like? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna? Do you have the means of showing everyone how a pole is made?
Yeah, I cut the reach it in half and cut a few other poles. Sections of it.
Hey, this is why I'm asking you this, because that would be cool to maybe, if you could get yourself, because you're gonna have to work on your camera skills, but it would be cool to have you back on the podcast and have you do that on the show, kind of give everyone a rundown on how it's made. That would be cool.
Well, I bought a new camera. I bought a new camera we can put on a stand, and then I can literally, like this to show them,
Right.
I can actually show you how I cut them. I use a bandsaw, and I used to hand saw them, but this bandsaw, I mean,
this is so good.
This is, see that?
Oh boy, that's a chop saw.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's
Paid
$100
for that, but man, does it cut them? You can see how it cuts them.
So you buy competitors' poles and cut them in half.
Well, I have a lot of friends that have sections.
Oh, okay.
And if they break, I can get their section.
They'll send Phillip a section of pole to cut.
Yeah, anyone that has a broken section, send it to me. I'll pay for the shipping.
I love that.
And then after I get done fooling around with it, I'll fix it and send it back to you with a simple clamp on it.
There you go.
I fucking love it. Awesome, Phillip. Well, dude, Phillip, you're more than welcome to come back again. I would like to set something up with you, and maybe Phillip Alexander can get on here and break down how poles are made. And I think guys would find that very interesting, and then they could kind of draw their own conclusion on what kind of pole or what brand of pole they want to buy based on Phillip Alexander's. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be lightly biased towards the sim pole, but you'll at least be able to show how things are made, and that kind of pull back the curtain a little bit on water-fed pole poles.
Yeah, see, I used to have 3 different types of carbon fiber, but I found it got too thin. Mm-hmm. And so finally I perfected it, and I know what percentage of the high mod and what percentage of the outside to do, and it doesn't wear and doesn't break. Sometimes the pole would splinter. Have you ever seen a pole splinter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the layer's too thin.
Right.
Yeah. There's nothing like getting one of those in your finger.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah,
you will fight that all day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. Well, Phillip, this has been awesome, and I would like to maybe I'll hit you up in private message, and maybe we can set something up over the next month or so to where we could have Phillip come on and maybe break down poles for us. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll try to have it done by December.
Okay. Okay, cool. I mean, it's whenever you got time, no rush. You don't have to rush. Down. Okay. Well, cool. Like I said, if you got some time and you want to do that, man, we would be more than game to do that. Because, I mean, a lot of guys that aren't privy to water-fed pole, that are just getting into water-fed pole, or, I don't know if I want to buy. That's a lot of money to spend. That would be some really pertinent information, I think, for guys to see.
We can also do it in water systems. I've made water systems for the last 6 years and refill the charcoal and everything like that. I know a lot about what works and what doesn't work.
Right.
Right now, everybody's just basically copied one design, and it's not necessarily the best design.
Right. Nice. Hey, man. Well, Phillip, it has been an absolute pleasure, man, having you on, and I can't wait to have you back. I really appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us. People are going to be, I think people are going to have a little more newfound respect for Phillip Alexander, because I think that you, first of all, 50 years in the window cleaning game is not nothing to shake a stick at, first of all. Second of all, not very many people that design poles actually have used window cleaning tools that are water-fed poles since the 80s. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of guys that could say that.
If it's new, I buy it.
Right.
Good. It's no good.
Right.
I've always bought the new idea. I'm just that type of guy.
Right.
See if it's going to work for the business or not.
Right, and you're the type of guy that will deconstruct it and try to figure out how it works, and I like that too.
Well, either make it better or throw it out.
Right. I can dig it. I can dig it.
I got
You
a
must-
garage sale coming of product that we can
Yeah,
go
you
back.
must have a lot of scrap laying around.
I know Mario from California, man. He's your greatest champion. He's like,
Well, I just sold him some used poles, and
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're high mod. He's just crazy about it.
right, yeah. He's a good guy. He's got nothing but good things to say about you. I know there for a little while you had me blocked on Facebook. You wouldn't let me comment on your fucking, and that's only
why.
well, it's only because you get on your tangents, and sometimes I like to bust balls. I'm a ball buster, so
Yeah.
I think I might have busted your balls one day, and you were just tired of it. You know what I mean? And I was
I just got busted on WCR, today for not helping the new guy out.
right.
Yeah. Well, hey, Phil, one thing, don't be surprised after this video comes out if they don't ship you back all your poles.
yeah.
Well, you know what? If they do that, I'll just host them direct.
Yeah.
I'll put
I don't
the
think
price down.
I don't think they'll do that. I mean, we've plugged
Yeah.
their website
No.
several times. They know where to go.
No.
Everyone knows where to go get a sim pole, and that's at
Well, plus I'm
Shop
not
Window
trying to
Cleaning
sell
Resource.
direct anymore, like
Right.
4 or 5 other people.
Right.
I want them to sell the stuff, and then I would just wholesale it to the guys that are going to help me promote it.
Right.
You
Which
know.
is understandable, and it makes business sense. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Sure.
It's smart business to do that.
Yeah.
Well, Philip, it's been a pleasure, and we would love to have you on again. And maybe you can hit us up and maybe at the end of November and let me know what you're thinking about maybe doing the water-fed pole podcast, and we'll talk about how poles are made. What do you think?
Well, send me the link for this one so I can see the comments
Well,
later.
I trust me, you will see. I'll make sure. I'll
won't
make sure.
comment back. I'll promise you.
No. Listen. You could say what you could say and do and defend whatever you need to, Philip. We don't care. We're not.
Well, Phil, you've earned the right to.
Yes.
Exactly. You've earned that right long ago, before any of us.
Yeah, dude, you've been cleaning windows for 50 years. If no one has any respect for that, then they're assholes. They're assholes.
Yeah.
Like I said,
appreciate-
I know you and Perry are competitors, and, you've got a lot of accusations you throw at Perry, but I've never, ever, ever once heard Perry say anything bad about you, honestly. And this is even in private conversation, he will not speak ill of you. He will not
he knows
speak
the
ill
truth,
of you. Yeah,
but-
well, I don't know what's what. I'm just telling you, Perry's never spoken ill of you.
I have it in emails, but you're right. I just have to let it go. Let it go.
Oh God.
Well,
you're
dude,
a good man, Phil.
Yeah, you're a good dude, Phil. And and this is what I always say: if the product's good, it'll speak for itself. And the guys that buy your stuff stand by it. And PH7 loves it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that says a lot, because they're not going to use something that's not good. You know what I mean?
Well, when you can sell used poles and the guys love them, that says something right there. I've sold
Sure.
poles for
Yeah.
6 or 7 years.
Right.
Put new clamps, varnish them, and redo them, and the guys are using them.
Right.
I don't know anyone else
Yep.
can do that.
right.
No.
Or
You
wants
got
to
to
do
respect it. Yeah, I respect
Yeah.
your hustle, Philip. Not only do I respect your hustle, but I respect your drive, because you you had a double bypass, and then in December, and then you were right back at it. What 3-4 months later, you were right back at it, right?
May. May.
You may. So and I know you're not working 5 days a week. You're only doing 2 days a week, but that
Well, I'll be
it
honest
doesn't
with
matter.
you. I only worked full time when my father-in-law came down in 1977, and he was a 9-to-5 guy. I took that for 8 months. And then I gave him half the business. It was business only $26,000. I gave him half, took the other half, and went to working 3 days a week. I've never worked more than 3 days a week since 1977. That's how
Hey,
much.
Phil, are you hiring? Because
Yeah.
I might be moving.
Yeah, no shit.
They're making
My shit.
25,000 homes here in this area.
Well,
There you go. Nice.
awesome.
Nice.
Well, Philip, you can hang up anytime now, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks,
We love you, Philip. You take care of yourself, buddy. We'll talk to
I
you
won't
you,
soon.
be
Phil.
talking to you anymore.
And I will tag you in this video when I put it up. Okay.
Cool. Thanks,
All right, buddy.
guys. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Philip.
Thanks,
We
Phil.
really
Be
appreciate
safe.
it. Simpole, guys.
well.
Check it out, man. Check it out. Simpole.com. Check it out.
All right. Thanks.
Peace.
Thank you,
Night.
Phil. Enjoy your night. Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah. How cool is fucking Phillip, dude? Look at he's still trying. He's still trying to hang his phone up.
I'm still listening to you. You know?
Oh wait, Phil sucks.
Phil sucks.
Sometimes I do. How do you turn this stupid thing off?
You gotta hit the end button. Press the red. There he goes. Dude, that was super
I do
cool.
that. I still do that.
That was cool as shit, man.
Yeah.
If I had known, I did not know we were gonna have someone else on. I'm not gonna mention who it was, but we were gonna have someone else on, and I didn't realize you told him that time because he told me, like Phillip, I would only been able to give Phillip 20 minutes. I'm not gonna do that.
No,
to
Phil
Phillip.
deserves more than that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that it was going to be that. Phil carried himself perfectly, so you know.
Well, I've gotten several Facebook messages from our would-be other guest, and he doesn't seem very happy.
Yeah, well, he's got to look. This was educational, and you got to give somebody Phil respect. I don't care what anybody says.
I just didn't want to have Phil on and rush him off. I wanted him to feel welcome on the podcast.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Because Phillip. Everyone knows I'm a big Reach It fan, and I'm a friend of Perry's, and Phillip fucking blocked me on Facebook because I told pretty much summarily, it's like, dude, give it a rest. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I told him to give it a rest is because no one ever says anything bad about the sim poll. You don't have to do what you're doing. What you need to do is focus on the sim poll because it's a good poll.
Yeah.
I mean, I could understand when the wound was fresh, and it's been, how many years ago did he say now? 7, 8 years now? It's been, it's like, man, eventually you got to let that shit go because there's nothing you can do about it now. And again, like I said, the product will speak for itself in the long run.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of guys really, really like that simple. Like, guys are like, I'd be going back and forth with Phil, and I'm like, Phillip, I mean, just focus on your poll, man. Everyone says it's good, and then the guys will get in my fucking inbox and be like, yo, listen, I've had one of Phillip's polls for 10 years, and I'm still using it. It's fucking badass.
Well,
Phillip,
like I said before, Michael Comments had one, and when I got my hands on it, it was over 10 years old, and the thing was amazing. Right. I mean, but the distribution, you have to search for it. It doesn't search for you. Let's put it that way.
Right. Right, and and I'll be honest with you, man. I wouldn't mind trying out one of those poles. I don't have a use for a pole that's fucking 6 stories tall, though. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
If he came out with something around 30 feet, 25, 30 feet, you know what I mean? I'm cool with that. I'd be willing to buy one of those and try it out.
Yeah. Well, the price seems pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Good. Oh, yeah. He's and from the sounds of it, he's like, he gives you a couple brushes with it,
Yep. Yep.
What I like about Phillip is, he uses what works, and clearly, if you've been cleaning windows for 50 years, I kind of feel like he may know what works. You know what I mean?
Well, think about the event.
Phillip's a little eccentric. I'll give everyone that. He's a little, he's different. But he's been making money and sustaining life cleaning windows for 50 fucking years, dude.
Yeah.
If anyone's got a journeyman's card in window cleaning, it's fucking Phillip Alexander. You got to give the guy that.
Here's the thing. He doesn't need to send out beta polls, beta testers. I'm sure he's got a closet full of shit that he thought was going to be the next best thing, and it sucked, so he didn't introduce it. So he's not getting any bad PR. He's just sending out what works for him, and it should work for you.
Right. Yeah. You can't, you can't shake a stick at that kind of fucking kind of experience. I mean, it sucks that we lost our other guest though, because I would have kept Phil on, and after I was like, oh, you can leave any time now, Phil, and then I looked at my phone and I'm like, he sent me several messages pretty much like, fuck you guys. I mean, I don't know if you made it clear, but I know you. I mean, I don't know if you made it. This is my podcast, and I told him I was clear up front that, hey man, Phillip's gonna be on. I'm probably gonna do 45 minutes an hour with Phillip, and then we'll have you on.
Well, I remember, if you remember, I texted you and said this is what the deal is. And then I said, let me go back over there and clear that because it is your show. I'm just kind of hanging, I mean, and it's up to you what happens. And I think
you're my co-host, and I know that dude's
yeah, but there's
buddy
no
of yours.
regrets, dude. That was absolutely a brilliant segment of podcast. And I think that I have mad respect for the man because, like I said, it takes me back, and it should take you back, and anyone who watches this back to say, this guy's seen a lot. This guy's done a lot, and he doesn't seem to be nothing but cleaning windows, no flashy bullshit. Just Phil Alexander, and I respect the hell out of that.
Right, he's not out there in his fucking flip flops and his pink boab, tattoos all over him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's just this old, quiet, soft-spoken guy that's been cleaning windows for 50 fucking years. Yeah, and you gotta respect that. I know there's a lot of dudes give that dude a lot of shit. He gets a lot of heat, and for the most part, most of the time, 90% of the time, I defend Phillip, but sometimes he just asks for it. It's just like Phillip. Come on, bro. Well, you gotta stop, man. You gotta, and you gotta get a fucking GoPro with a headband so you can because that fucking. Dude is fucking all over the place with that fucking phone, dude. I like how he played into the fact that he drops his phone a lot, and he dropped his phone for us. I love that. He's a good dude. He's a good-natured guy, and from whatever everyone said about the guy, everyone always has something nice to say about Phillip. Even Perry. Like I said, Perry's never had an ill word to say about it. I mean, and that dude is like summarily saying, Perry, you ain't shit without me. You know what I mean? And Perry still don't have a bad thing to say about him,
Yep.
You gotta, so that speaks to his character. I mean,
Sure.
I don't know whether to believe or not Perry stole his fucking, I don't know. You know what I mean? He's posted a lot of shit online, like, see? And it's just like, it's really fucking ambiguous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of HTML code and then some Word and then some HTML code. And it's just like, what in the fuck, Phillip? What does this prove? See, it says it right there. I'm like, well, that's just like some shit you typed out, dude.
Yeah.
It's not like an actual email, like you screenshot an email and put it on there. You just like typed it out. See, this is what the email says.
Yeah.
Phillip's fucking great.
Yeah.
But then again, that's the generation gap.
Oh wait, it's huge.
Yeah. I mean, fuck.
He's up there.
Yeah, he's in his 60s. Yeah. What do you say, 65? Yeah. He's 65.
He looks amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
65 years old and still out a couple days a week cleaning glass, and on top of all that, still trying to innovate. Still clearly has a passion for what he's doing. What more could you ask for in life? You know what I mean?
Let's put it this way. We should all be so fortunate at 65 to work 2 days a week and have that much fun.
Oh, yeah. Clearly, Phillip likes what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you've said this on multiple podcasts that if you're not having fun and enjoying what you're doing, then what the fuck are you doing?
It doesn't matter how much money you make if you hate what you do.
Right.
I mean, look, by Friday I'm done, but I'm looking forward to it again on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've actually been down in the dumps. For the first time in a long time, I took some personal time. And, I went to Kansas City with you guys, and then I went to Mississippi the following weekend, and then I just so happened to get the death flu from hell, and it's kind of set me on my heels. My house is a mess. Like, my backyard's destroyed. I got to go to the landfill. I've got to rebuild a bedroom, rebuild a fucking family room. I got to redo a bathroom. And then on top of all of that, I have... one of my largest customers is like, hey, we need you to do our windows twice a year now. So not only are you going to do it in the middle of summer, but we need you to do it right before everything fucking freezes. I'm like, shit. So I've got that on my plate.
Yep.
And I've taken over one of my larger accounts. I've taken over inspection maintenance. They've asked me to come, handyman work.
Okay.
It was just, the money was just, it's just, they're like, man, you're on top of everything. We need stuff pressure washed. You're here. We need this done. The window's done before inspection. You're here. And you seem like a pretty handy guy. Would you mind like caulking? I'm like, oh yeah, shit, we'll caulk. What what do you think about replacing these ceiling tiles in the kitchen for us? Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Oh,
Like,
you got to run with it, dude.
yeah,
And the
and
opportunity.
they're like, well, would you mind just doing our inspection punch list for us? I'm like, you give me the punch list, give me a date, and I'll get it done. You know, I mean, I can't.
Yep.
It's money. You know what I mean? So.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I mean?
No,
and
and you're building a relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, I've got that on my plate too. So it's just like, son of a bitch. I don't know. And then my son's 7th birthday's coming up. So,
Nice.
Oh my God. You know what
Planning
I mean?
a wedding.
Planning a wedding. Oh my God. That's why I took on that extra work, because I need the fucking money. I need the extra. I need the wedding money. That's wedding money, is what that is.
There you go. There you go, man. Got to get that foundation tight, and then everything will follow.
Right. So, we told you guys the last podcast that we're gonna try to start doing some guests, having some guys back on again. We kind of went, I wouldn't say stale, but we kind of rested on our laurels and kept going back to the well on a few things. That isn't to say that regular podcast guests that we've been having on, we're never gonna have back on again. We're actually soon as he gets his ducks in a row, we're gonna have Richie Blue back on again, because he's got some exciting new stuff coming, and some things he would like to talk about, and hopefully get his guys that use his products to do him a solid. So that's coming soon. We're gonna have David Kaznuchers. We're gonna have him on here soon. The old Stinky Pete's gonna be on here, which is cool. I've been wanting to get a Squeegee Squad guy on here for a while, and mainly another high-rise business owner. So that I think that'd be cool.
I think Squeegee Squad will be a very good. First of all, I know Dave personally. He's worked with me in the past. I got a lot of respect for him, and then now he's, he worked with me. Doing piecework basically, and now to see him doing apparently well with the squad, it's be interesting to try to peel back the layers of the onion and see what's ticking in there. Right. And I think that holds a lot of value, and Dave will be a great representative of another. It's not a different industry, but it's a different aspect of window cleaning through a franchise eyes, which is a lot different than what we're doing.
Yeah, and on top of all of that, Kaz is a fucking super. He's unassuming as shit, but he is a cool ass fucking guy. I was pleasantly surprised by Dave. We were in Kansas City those first 2 nights. Dave hung tough with us the whole time. He was rolling everywhere with us, hanging out at the hotel in the parking lot, watching the police rolling. So that was cool as shit. He sprayed fart spray all over the house. I mean, it was just perfect. We had such a good time with Dave and his buddy, his employee too. He was a pretty cool kid. So, we're going to have him on. Hopefully, the guest we lost tonight, he said we'll have to do it another time, so hopefully we'll have him on. I apologize
we'll extend the
to
invitation.
you. I apologize to you. You know who you are. I apologize, but I did not know that you had those kind of time constraints. And if he would have came to me with those time constraints and told me what his situation was, I most likely would have told him to do it a different night anyways, because that's a
well, I think
situation.
He has a lot to offer too. He's got a lot to offer too.
I know he does.
So, he's been around a long time, so he would have definitely some stuff to.
And he likes food. He's a food guy too, like us. So I know we could talk window cleaning and food too.
Well, Chris is he doesn't do barbecue competitions, but him and I have.
You just told everybody.
Well, there's 100 Chris's out there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Never mind.
Christina. Yeah, could be a hottie. Could be 400 pounds.
Yeah, we don't know. We're not going to tell you.
But she likes to do barbecue too. So we've bounced recipes off each other and gone back and forth. So I think we should extend that, and we'll see what happens. And one more thing, because I haven't been doing the Facebook thing for a while. I heard that Joe Henry Hardy was in jail. What exactly could he have done?
Apparently,
hey! I did a podcast in my underwear.
From what I gather, and someone is like, hey, Joseph Henry Hardy's in Facebook jail, and then fucking Joseph's commenting on the fucking post. I'm like, Well, he must have broke out because
Yeah.
apparently he did. It was some kind of post about a gun he got flagged for or something. I don't know.
Well, he does tend to show weaponry, but then again,
Yeah.
so does what's his name?
Uh,
Hen-
Henry. Fucking
Henry.
Henry.
Yeah, yeah,
Henry's got a fucking torture chamber in the background.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess it isn't Facebook torture chamber, so I guess that may be different. I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know. But but to kind of put a period on the point that I was making is that we're gonna do our best to try to get more guys on and talk more about, because it's kind of hard for us, me, Tim, and Mark, to talk about window cleaning, because there's what have we said about window cleaning to each other or to you guys that you guys haven't heard already. So it's kind of hard to talk window cleaning in every podcast. So we're gonna try to do the guest thing. I mean, we're probably not gonna have a guest every episode, but we're gonna try to get more guys in so we can get more perspective on window cleaning and more views on window cleaning. You know what I mean?
Yes. So if you want to come on, go to asktsqueegee@yahoo.com, and we were looking for a diverse personality that
Right.
can add some. Everybody's using the same squeegees and different waterfed poles, but talk about your experiences. Something that's going to open up different venues of conversation.
I'm a firm believer that tools the man does not make. You know what I mean? You gotta.
Yes.
The man is the guy that steers the tools, and in my opinion, it's. I like to get to know the people. I wish I would have been able to talk more. If I would have known what was going on, I would have kept Phil on, and we would have got to know Phil more. But Phil will be back. I have a feeling we'll have Phil back. He seemed pretty adamant, and when I didn't answer him right away about when the show started, he was like, "Well, I guess not." He goes, "What are we gonna do?" I mean, he was like eager to get on. So
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
I'm positive we'll have him back.
We will get more out of Phil by bringing him on a second time versus stretching it out another hour.
Yes, you're right.
Because we've covered a lot, now we got more to cover versus trying to get it all in.
Yeah,
so
I think it makes more. We'll get to know Phil as the show goes on. Yeah. So, guys, if, like Mark said, if you have a podcast question or would like to be a guest on the Outlaw Window Cleaner radio show, go to AskTSqueegee@yahoo.com. AskTSqueegee@yahoo.com. It's all like one thing there. You know what I mean? You just boom. And if you want to buy some Outlaw Window Cleaner gear and soon some Squeegee Life gear, I'm going to start my own line for Outlaw Window Cleaner on the Outlaw Window Cleaner website. Squeegee Life, my own Squeegee Life gear is coming out soon. Go to www.outlawwindowcleaner.com. We got Outlaw Window Cleaner t-shirts on there. We've got some new stickers coming. Actually, they're already done. The stickers are done. Squeegee Life stickers are going to be available for purchase. Outlaw Window Cleaners decals are going to be available for purchase. Everyone's going to kind of dig. They're going to be cool. People are going to dig them. They're not going to be outlandish. They're going to be reasonably priced. They're going to be cheap. I'll probably make 10 cents on them. I'll probably make enough money to buy more stickers for you guys to buy. that's
because once you change that design, there's a setup fee.
Yeah, and
you know who I want to get on? I want to get we need to work on getting Alan on.
Alan Smith.
Alan Smith. Yeah.
Oh, we can have him on the next. We can get a hold of him and get him on the next show.
Yeah. Let's get Alan on.
Just get him on.
We'll work on getting Christine back on. We'll get obviously
Phillip on again.
Yeah.
I would love. I mean, there was when I started this podcast, there was two people I wanted to make sure I got on this podcast. One of them was Mark Tanner, and just so happens now Mark Tanner is my co-host, and the other one is Todd Four. It'll probably never happen because Todd is probably like fuck all of this shit because that's just who Todd is. But I would love to have Todd Four. I call him the Duke of Danger. I just because this motherfucker hangs off a building all day and then hangs off rocks all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not only does he do that, but he's a semi-pro boxer.
Nice.
Are you friends with him on Facebook?
Yes, I know he is.
So did you see his boxing video he posted of him knocking that fucking dude out? Todd is fucking awesome, dude. I love Todd.
Nice.
Todd is the coolest fucking dude. I wish Todd would come on. hopefully one of these days, me keep saying I want Todd Ford on the podcast. Maybe one of these days it'll happen. Maybe one of these days it'll happen. Because that dude right there is all day window cleaning. That dude right there, he is all about it. You know, so I wouldn't mind having Jamie Poland on too. I would love to have her on. That would be awesome.
Yeah, she'd be fun.
That would be awesome as shit to have the queen of stack ladders on. That would be fucking kick ass. That would be super kick ass. Plus,
anyone that climbs 8 pieces of ladder is worth coming on.
Only person in window cleaning industry in the social media world that can climb 8 pieces of stack ladder and not get fucking roasted for it.
Roasted.
Like,
no,
man,
get commended.
Yeah, no, dude, that's so awesome. And then a guy, like 5 minutes later, will post a fucking picture of him on 6 pieces. Be like, you stupid fucker.
Yeah, the ladder, the 8 pieces of ladder that the last 12 feet is flat to the wall.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool job. What? You're great.
Yeah. I mean,
some guy's standing over there reaching over a gutter 10 feet up, and he's like, the ladder's not high enough above the gutter.
May or may not be because Jamie's a lady. I don't know. That could or could not be it. I don't know.
You can think that way, but I know.
Right? That's exactly why. Guys are really thirsty. Like,
yeah.
So we're gonna do our very best, and I'm gonna be able to put a little more time and effort into the show over the next after November's over with. I kind of lull down and I'm just doing basic commercial work, and I slow down a little. I slow down a lot, not a little, a lot in the wintertime. So I'll be able to put a little more production value into the podcast. I'll most likely have my office back, and I'll be able to do more. I know guys have kind of been getting on my ass about the YouTube videos, like T-Squeegee, where are you? Dudes, I'm like literally my shit's in a shambles right now, man. Those 3 weekends away from home and the business really fucking did me in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I tried to do the whole drive 16 hours both ways on fucking 2 different weekends, and then tried to go back to work, and it was not. And I really feel I hardly ever get sick. And I feel like I just wore myself down so much that I got sick. I mean, I was not myself.
Well, that and the weather change. So you added it into a weather change.
Jesus, yeah. And it just really did a number on me. And my video, dude, guys, I've got so much footage. I could probably put out a video every single fucking day for the next 2 weeks. Like literally every single day. That's how much footage I've got.
Yeah.
I've still got shit from Kansas City, Missouri, guys have never seen. I've got a podcast of me, Josh, and Jason in the van that's never been that hasn't seen the light of day yet. We recorded a podcast on Halloween, the day before Halloween, that hasn't seen the light of, and that was at like the tail end of my sickness, and I was a fucking bear. I was rotten and ornery as shit. And
I can tell you this. The big teaser to me is the Kansas City stuff, because I know
there's some shit, guys. There's so much. Like, as funny as those videos were, there's so much shit that I haven't gotten around to editing and doing, but it's going to be super cool. There's still a lot of Kansas City stuff to be shown. I'm going to put Casper's dissertation up for people that want to see it. It's about 30 minutes long. I'm going to break it into 2 15-minute parts. And then there's the podcast, and then there's a bunch of fucking footage that hasn't been put up. Like, there's a bunch that I can put up.
Well, you need to make like a blooper reel. You know how they make a blooper reel?
Dude. I can spend, dude. Yeah. The only problem with the podcast in the van is I'm gonna have to go through that with a file. I'm gonna have to actually listen to all of that, because Josh has no filter, and Jason with Josh is like double no filter. You know what I mean? It was really. I'm really gonna, because fucking pants got brought up. That's all I'm gonna say. Pants got brought up. I'm not going to say what. Only 3 people know what I'm talking about. Well, besides Josh and Jason, 5 people know what I'm talking about, but pants got brought up quite often. So it's just, it's fucking a trip, man. We're booger dicking all around the place. Some guys got, the rings on their rear ends. It's just rough. It's rough.
Well, that's the arsenal. That's a
Yeah.
howitzer in the arsenal.
Yeah. I feel bad because I could I could light some shit, light it up like a Christmas tree, homie. So, but you guys are gonna get more awesome stuff out of us at Outlaw Window Cleaner. More products, cool gear's gonna come out soon. We're gonna be testing some pretty kick-ass gear too. Some actual window cleaning gear, not t-shirts and hats, but actual window cleaning gear. There's some really cool shit coming down the pike. And there's one thing that I'm gonna get to be able to be using and doing video on that I feel like is a deal, like a game change, like a deal breaker. Like this motherfucker, the next thing that I get to try out is gonna be fucking awesome. And I feel like if done properly, it'll be one of the best selling pieces of kit on the market. It's just, and Mark knows what I'm talking about. He's seen it in Kansas City. A lot of the guys that were in Kansas City got to see it. It's fucking badass. It's badass.
Yep.
And it'll silence a lot of critics. A lot of guys are like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And everything was rectified with this fucking product, I feel. So
it's top notch.
Yeah, top notch. And if executed well, it's going to be a banger. People are going to love it. So for Mark Tanner and our missing buddy Tim, Tim, we're thinking about you. Tim is lost his grandmother. So he wasn't able to be here. He's with family. He wanted to be here tonight, trust me, because he was really wanting to get to talk to Phil, because we love Phil. I know, like I said, you guys see the Reach It over my head there. I'm a Reach It guy. Everybody knows I love their water-fed poles. And not to, rub salt in the wound, because I don't know what's going on with Mark right now or anything, but the window weapon is fucking badass.
How do you have it?
How do I have it? Oh, I bought one and someone they shipped it to me.
When did you buy it? After Kansas City?
Yeah. Mine came from China.
It's not a slow boat from China, huh?
Took about
well, we'll leave it at that.
2 weeks or so to get here. Unfortunately, I feel like whoever's in charge of your order is not doing their due diligence, unfortunately.
Well, time will tell. I threw the gauntlet down on Friday.
I know
think,
you did. I feel like you did too. I seen your. Yeah, I see.
I still got radio silence, but we're hoping things come together.
And I'm gonna, and unfortunately for everyone involved in that situation, Mark is my buddy, and in the interest of clarity and transparency, if I gotta let him air his grievances eventually. If he gets to the point where he needs to air his grievances, I'm going to let him do it. So,
yeah. But I'm a positive person, so we'll see where this goes.
I know you are. Positive, but also hard-headed. This could have probably been rectified if you were more diligent, but you're more of the guy that, like, here's all this rope. You're welcome to tie it around your neck.
Honestly, TJ, I've done that 10 times that I could tell you stories, and along the way, I'm told exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Hard-headed, and I say, from me, you don't have to earn respect. You get it immediately, but I'm going to give you the rope. But when the gauntlet drops, you're going to regret it.
Right.
So look, I'm just hoping everything works out. So,
well, I can
we'll
tell you now,
happens.
guys, I've gotten a hold of the window weapon. I got a little box of the scrubby pads and stuff, dude. I'm going to tell you right now, the stainless steel woven pad that he's got, you were pretty adamant that you were like, I really want to see what that does.
Yes.
I used it.
Let me ask you a question. Did you mess around with artillery fungus?
I haven't gotten a chance to get around artillery fungus yet, but I will be next week. Most likely, maybe even tomorrow. I'll have to check, but I'm going to actually do a very... I know the large job that I have, there will be artillery fungus, and I'm going to try that out on it. But this job I have tomorrow, there may be some. I'm going to actually inspect first, and I'm going to... I know I'm taking a chance, because I
want me to give you a prediction on it? I'll give you a prediction on it.
What?
Anything below 2 stories will not be a problem. Anything above, you're still going to have to, knock them down. I just don't see... I did a job on Thursday. I'm sorry, Thursday. That was loaded with artillery fungus, and I'm like using my fingernails, and I don't want to put a blade on this glass, and I'm like,
Right.
so I started thinking about that, and it was glass was 15, 20 foot and lower. I'm like, I'll bet that would work on that.
I've yet to use the bronze pad on it or the steel wool pad. The only thing I've used so far is the stainless steel woven one because I was like, I'm gonna try this out on this glass. Fuck it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I honestly think
I use that one.
Or steel is too soft, but that razor the edge, the one you're talking about, looks like it'll knock artillery fungus off. You got to get underneath artillery fungus.
It's the red and blue pad. It's
Yeah.
not. They have another one that looks like I don't know. It looks like chicken wire. Whatever that one is, the chicken wire one. I don't know about. I don't know, bro. I'm kind of a little scared to use that. And I use the stainless steel woven pad, and I use the non-scratch white pad. Oh, that motherfucker's legit. Jeremy's like, dude, this thing's fucking awesome. I'm like, yeah.
So you think the white pad is very similar to your original bronze?
I actually think it's better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
well, the white is a tighter knit.
Right, it's tighter knit, but now he's got that new bronze wool pad. He's using a different kind of bronze wool, and that shit's
with the better
nice and
backing
aggressive.
and everything,
Yes. So I'm gonna rock the two that I'm using right now because I feel like I'll be able to with these two jobs coming up, I have a feeling that I'll be able to really put it through its paces and see how they're gonna work. I know in the spring and summer I'll be smashing with the bronze wool again. I know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey. But keep stay tuned, and again, if podcast questions, you want to be a guest on the podcast, ask tsqueegee@yahoo.com. I cannot stress that enough. Ask tsqueegee@yahoo.com, guys. Check us out and send us an email. Okay? And if you want a fucking super sweet ass fucking window cleaning t-shirts and shit, from the Outlaws, go to www.outlawwindowcleaner.com and get you some t-shirts. We sell black diamond squeegee rubber there. We should be selling gunslingers there. Hint, hint, you fucks you. And we should coffee mugs, some decals, and soon to be hats and all kinds of shit. We about to be hitting on shit, son. And if you want a gunslinger, go to www.futurecleaning.com/gunslinger and get you a gunslinger. The very best tool caddy on the fucking market. Can't be beat. Hands down the best shit ever. Best.
You will not regret it.
You won't regret it, guys. You won't regret it. I have a feeling that just keep an eye out around Christmas and the first of the year. Keep an eye out, guys, and buy the shit out of those things, all right? So for Mark Tanner and fucking Tim and fucking myself, this has been Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio. We love you guys. Peace. Love you, Mark. Later.
Love you too, buddy. Be good.
If you want the most innovative tool caddy for window cleaning on the market, go to www.futureofcleaning.com/gunslinger and buy yourself one today. You'll love it. You won't regret it. Comes in all kinds of cool styles, colors, fabrics. It's the best, man. Awesome right out of the box. No attachments, zip ties, or duct tape needed. Again, go to www.futurecleaning.com/gunslinger and get yourself one. Peace!
Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, reminding you to get your black diamond squeegee rubbers at www.outlawwindowcleaner.com. Oh yeah, and Luke's still a bitch.